Hello there everyone, how are we all? It's Simon back here for a brand new game, a horror game, a sort of a horror sort of messenger game if you want to sort of call it that. This is called 7 Deadly Revelations. So let's get into it very nicely. So we are starting from sort of literally from scratch. As you know, folks, as if you've followed me on certain games like Dustward, um, The Sign, and obviously the Healing, you'll probably know that I have actually played this before. Can't remember really too much about it. I remember certain sort of scenarios and stuff, but this was the very first sort of horror sort of game I ever sort of played on my mobile. And I'm now sort of going to sort of do it, and I'm going to record as well. So really looking forward to playing this again, and trying to remember sort of where I went wrong last time, and hopefully get the decisions right this time. But anyway, so let's get into it. Not wasting my time. So really looking forward to this. So I can remember the girlfriend's name is Leo. So here we go. So we've got a new message. So let's crack on with 7 Deadly Revelations. Here we go. Here we go. So this is, like I say, this is Leo. The most beautiful and wonderful woman and a highly gifted photographer. Since our time at school, I've liked her very much. Helped me through hard times. And then in brackets, the death of my sister Sabrina. So let's get into it. So, hello, honey. Great news with a smiley face. What's up? Yeah, what's up? Don't beat around the bush. Let's see what she's got to say. So, all good indeed. So, like I said, this was the very first sort of like horror sort of game I ever sort of played. And yeah, so really sort of enjoyed it. Like I say, and as I played this, I started to play obviously a lot more, like, you know, Dustward and The Sign and The Healing, which at the moment, currently The Healing, there is no more chapters out at the moment. We sort of come to an end of that for the time being, but we will come back to that another time. So anyway, so there are several possible answers in certain situations. Swipe left to choose between the answers. So here we go. So guess what? I just got a call from the chief editor of Animal Planet magazine. It's about an amazing job in Paris. So there she is. Very good looking young lady. I'll meet in with him later today in the cafe at the marketplace. I'm so excited. So we're going to say that sounds great, honey. So like I say, there's always like as you sort of, if you sort of put the sort of the right messages in at certain scenarios, obviously it will sort of like improve the relationship or worsen the relationship, as literally all the other games that you've seen me sort of play. But anyway, oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, so here we go. Just sort of shows you, obviously, it's sort of like a tutorial, I suppose, if you want to look at it. Anyway, so depending on which answer you choose, expect it to have an impact on the course of the story or the relationship with the person you're talking to. So as I was sort of saying, you can improve the relationship or downgrade the relationship. So yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. They're planning on doing a whole series. High quality photographs of the animals in the Paris Zoo. Pay would be top notch too. Honey, we could afford a nice place of our own. At last. Even a little house, maybe on the outskirts of the city. Wouldn't that be fantastic? So obviously you get the 2 options. Sometimes you get 3. So let's see what we've got. But it's not set in stone yet, right? No. Yeah, we'll go with that. That would be great, honey. You got this. Keeping my fingers crossed for you. So, like I say, you click onto the name now, and like I say, the relationship is now improved. In the chat partner's profile, you can see the current state of your relationship between 0 and 100. You can significantly influence the status depending on the decisions you make. You can also influence the status by clicking like or dislike. So like you say, you can sort of click on like, then you'll have to watch a video for 30 seconds or vice versa. I don't know why you would want to sort of like down the relationship, I don't know. So, but anyway, I'm so excited. I could hit it big with such a job, taking my photography career abroad. What am I supposed to wear? Should I dress modest and professional or somewhat casual? What do you think? Wear something comfortable. So you wear something respectable so you be convincible and professional. Yeah, we'll put that one. You can wear anything. You always look gorgeous. So the relationship's improved. That's brilliant. So that's so sweet. You'll be just fine. So, like I said, folks, I really did enjoy. I know I keep banging on about it. I really did sort of enjoy it because it was sort of a new, whole new sort of game which I never thought I'd see before, and really sort of liked it. And it's sort of like I said, maybe sort of want to play more games that are sort of similar to this. And there's quite a few games out there that I've played, and there's quite a few games that I have not played. So. But like I say, if you know any more sort of games, folks, now do put in the comments down below the video, which obviously I'll be uploading this onto YouTube. So, but like I say, hope is all good. So, anyway, that made no sense, but anyway. So okay, thanks, honey. I'll get back to you as soon as I know more. So, let's get into it. So, we're talking to somebody called now Annalena, a very familiar name. So, this is Annalena. Like I say, she's my therapist and Leo's good friend, a great woman who always knows what to do. Helped me a lot. She's a very, very pretty woman. Very hot. Anyway, so she's a hi. I haven't heard from you in a while, smiley face. I finally moved into my new practice. It was so much stress, I just had a photographer here too. He took a few shots for my practice brochure. A true master of his art. If I'm happy with the photos of myself, that's really saying something, with a laughing emoji. Anyway, so Anna, hi Annalena, great to hear from you. Anything you can show me yet? Yeah, we'll go with the first one. Great to hear from you. Lovely. But anyway, so hey, how are you? How are you dealing with the grieving process? Hey, thanks. I'm much better. I'm better. Much better in fact. And that really has been such a big help. But from what I can remember, some really sort of dark and sort of horrible things will happen in the future of this game. So, but like I say, and here we go. So since I've been dating Leo, things are looking up. She's really good for me. So what's she gonna say now? I'm not surprised. Leonie is a great person, and I don't say that just because we're friends. She has a strong personality. She's warm and precious, but also vulnerable. Treat her well. Yeah, we'll go that one. I will. Don't worry. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. So, yeah, so like I say, there is another follow-up to this game. It's called Seventh Endgame. And like I said, I do recommend sort of playing that, because I suppose it's sort of like a chapter 2 version of this game. Like I said, and I think the very next game I sort of started playing after that was Dustwood, which hopefully in the future I might do a playthrough of that, depending obviously. But it's actually not managed to complete that yet because we only just got the update a couple of days ago. Anyway, and what about your nightmares? Hardly any at all. I sleep pretty well most of the time. Almost back to my old self. I'm even able to go outside a bit without having a panic attack. Good to hear. To be honest, I had my doubts about coming off the antidepressants so soon. To survive such a heavy road accident and to see one's twin sister die is an extreme trauma for body and soul. So what we're going to say, so it's so good being able to talk to Leo all about this. It's always good, obviously, like I say, in real life, it's always good to have a sort of person that understands. I mean, it's always sort of person that understands that they've sort of been through the same sort of thing, sort of thing. So it's all good being able to talk to Leo about this because she understands Sabrina was her best friend, you know. And like I say, I mean, I got lucky enough. I'm sort of very lucky enough. I got a partner who's sort of there for me, and she's an absolute diamond, and I love her to bits. So she probably, I don't know if she watches my videos or not. I don't know, but anyways. But anyway, are you still keeping your diary? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Every day. Every single day. So, I'm trying to remember how long this game actually goes on for. I'm not a million% sure to be fair. But anyway, let's go on with it. I'm wasting my time chopsing away toothpicks. Anyway, good on you. The best thing you can do in addition to therapy. You'll become more confident at dealing with your feelings, learn a lot about yourself, and it'll help you cope with the traumatic experience you had. Yeah, that's right. I see a lot of things much clearer now. Don't feel so helpless and powerless anymore. Told you so. And don't be afraid of writing heavy volumes and ponderous tomes. I probably won't with a smiley face. I just set up a new contact called Diary in the instant messenger. I'm just writing things down there. Feel free to recommend this idea to your other patients. Yeah, I suppose, I mean, when you're going through sort of grieving and stuff like that, I mean, I think, I mean, yes, friends, family, brilliant around you and stuff, but in a situation like that, I mean, from personal experience, I mean, it's just my personal opinion. People probably say, no, it's not, and, you know, but it's just my sort of opinion. So I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I went for sort of through it, sort of thing. You know, it's one of the most, well, what I'll do is I'll sort of, towards the end of the video, folks, I'll sort of tell you a little sort of story how I managed to get through my depression. Anyway, cheeky, that's not exactly what I had in mind. What about your brother? Do you talk to Daniel about what happened? Nah, he shuts himself off. The death of our sister doesn't seem to affect him as much. Sort of one of them sort of brothers, I suppose, isn't it? He's got this great job in New York. Madly in love. Life is a breeze. That's it in a nutshell. That is it in a nutshell. Don't start feeling inferior again just because you're more sensitive than Daniel. He wasn't in the accident after all, so he really can't understand what it feels like or relate to how you feel. You are you. The way you cope with what happened and with Sabrina's death is your very own way and perfectly, okay? So like I was saying, there's way of sort of dealing with it. Do you understand? So if Daniel prefers to block everything out, that's the way of coping with the situation. Not necessarily the better one, though. And so we've got two options. It's easy for you to talk, you being a therapist. No. Well, should we we'll go with the second option. Well, sure, I get it. Absolutely, we do get it. So, just very briefly, quickly, as I'm sort of chopping the way through and sort of like a commentary, I will be doing these sort of pretty much the same as the healing videos, as in time-wise, around about 20 minutes, 20 to 25, depending. But anyway, so let's get back into it. And what about Tom? Are you in touch again? Can you imagine forgiving him? I'm working on it. Oh dear. And like I said, I think I'm a fan believer. There was a way, do your own way, getting through it, and like I say, it's hard in life. Death is one of the guarantees in life. So, but it's sort of how you sort of respond to it and how you cope with it, I suppose. If you look at it like that, I'm probably saying the wrong things here but anyway, so very good. Forgiveness sets you free, releases your emotional baggage. Not easy though. It's just beyond my grasp. How could he be so irresponsible? Yeah, we'll put that. If he hadn't been drinking, the accident wouldn't have happened. To forgive is not the same as to forget. Of course, his reaction was impaired by alcohol. But please don't forget it was mainly another person's fault, not his. And we still don't know who failed to give way to Tom and who failed to stop, but left the scene of the accident. I'm not sure which is worse, ignoring the right way or committing the hit and run. You should try to control your anger and stop the accusations. It would be sad if your long-lasting friendship went to pieces for good. Yeah, you're right, I guess. But whenever I think of Tom, I want to punch him in the face. Ouch, that's a bit sort of harsh, isn't it? So why don't you do it then? You both might feel better afterwards. Jesus Christ. And that coming from you, the psychologist who deeply despises violence. Isn't it? Why not? Sometimes one has to be pragmatic. Okay, we could be over three. Yeah, laughing and joking, all that stuff. Dear, oh dear. Oh, you're gonna love it, aren't you? Your sense of humour is coming back. That's a good sign. I'm in a good mood today. Lee may get a really fantastic job at a photography series in Paris. Great news for her, bless her. Big bucks coming up. Well, that's terrific. Why don't we have dinner soon? Just the three of us. And no therapy talk with a wink. Isn't there this new Mexican restaurant in town? It's supposed to be pretty good. Ah, si, senora. I'll let you know, and then we'll celebrate our star photographer girl. Absolutely indeed. Alright then, I have to go. Expecting the next client in a minute. So folks, as you sort of see, the ex-partner called Mona has messaged us. But we're going to leave it for now, folks, and we're going to sort of come off the 7 Deadly Revelations. So like I said, folks, I will be uploading this onto YouTube, so feel free to obviously, like I say, watch it. Greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe and obviously smash a like on this video. And obviously, what are the games that are sort of similar to this? What games do you recommend in general? So be looking forward to hearing from you. So just very quickly before I go, like I said, I did sort of say I was going to sort of talk about sort of ways of sort of how I dealt with it in a sort of way. how I sort of come out of my depression. Because obviously depression is one of the worst things a human being could possibly sort of have, because it's one of the most horrible things. It's one of the most lonely places in the world. If you sort of, there's all sorts of different depression. At the end of the day, I mean, like I say, you can get depression just through sort of general life. You can get depression through family death, a friendship, death and stuff like that. Something goes bad, etc. Also, anything that bad happens to you, you can sort of like get depression from it. Now, basically, I'm not going to go into the story what happened and that caused my depression, but I will sort of tell you in general how I got my depression was through basically I lost my auntie, who was living obviously at home at the time. She basically we got the phone call. As funny enough, it was as I was sort of at work, my stepfather sort of come over and sort of received some news saying that your auntie Connie's sort of like dying because her sort of kidneys completely sort of packed up. Nearly packed up, so she literally had, I don't know, hours and that to live, literally a day or two to live. So we sort of went over there, sort of did it, and then literally, obviously, there was literally I think less than 24 hours. She sort of passed away, which was obviously horrible. Sort of waking up and then sort of not having anything to eat all night, and then sort of going to the front room, and then sort of like I sort of didn't realise because I was so sort of tired and half asleep and stuff and that, and then sort of woke up and I sort of eventually sort of woke up and not realising she was there, and she was there, and she had a sort of like a bed in her front room because she couldn't sort of go anywhere because she was so weak, and yeah, she was white as a sheet of paper sort of thing. So, and it was absolutely horrible, obviously, and one of the worst things in the world, and and I got depression from that. I'm trying not to make this a long story, folks, but I do apologise. But anyway, so I got depression, sort of come back to where I was living at the time, and like I said, it was horrible. I was off work for so long. I didn't sort of want to go anywhere. I was pretty much in my bedroom the whole time. I didn't know how to sort of deal with it because I never sort of went through anything like that. Bear in mind, I was only like 19 or 20 years old, I think, at the time. So it's one of the most horrible things I could ever ever have. So yeah, so it was just horrible, and then basically sort of I got through it somehow in the end. It was just sort of literally I sort of basically sort of I remember sort of putting my shoes on and saying to Mum, "Do you want me to go to the shop for anything?" And she sort of looked at me, a surprise sort of thing. And she said, "Well, are you alright going out?" And I said, "Yeah." So I've got to go out at some point because it got to the stage where I was sort of ready to go out again, as in sort of like going out in places and stuff. So anyway, like I said, I went out, and bear in mind, I didn't see anyone for the best part of 3-4 months. I was in work colleagues and stuff, and obviously I had so much time off, and I ended up getting a sack, which wasn't a surprise. But anyway, it's a different story. And sort of like a group of people, about 4 or 5 people, just literally come up to me and sort of like a circle and just give me a big hug, and the tears that flooded from my face, folks. I mean, it was one of the most one of the most loveliest things I ever felt in my life. It was horrible at the time because I wasn't sort of in the right frame of mind. But it felt so good when I come out of the shop and I smiled for the first time in like 3-4 months, and I got through it. And what sort of made me thought was that me auntie who passed away, she was looking down at me and she was saying, "Do you know what, Simon? Get on with your life. You're still young. There's a big world out there. Go and enjoy life where you sort of got it." And that sort of was the sort of twist for me. If it weren't for my friends, who would knows where I would have gone. You know, it is. But so I just get a bit upset just thinking about it, sort of thing. So it's quite an emotional sort of time that was, and sort of like I say, right about 19 years on, nearly 20 years on. It still sort of sticks in my memory. So. But anyway, I'm going to stop babbling on now because I've been going on for about 5 minutes now. So, but like I say, the key thing was, folks, I got through it, and I'm sure there's millions of people out there have their own way of getting through depression, or family deaths and stuff like that. So, but anyway, so I'm going to stop it there, folks. And like I say, sorry for babbling on again. And like I say, sorry if some of my things don't make sense. What I say, it's just I do gibber on sometimes and don't think before I say. That's just me. But anyway, so that is me done for this episode, folks. Now we'll be back again a little bit later on, hopefully in the day after when I've sort of finished doing my sort of bits and bobs around the house, and I shall take it there. But for now, folks, that is done, and thanks for watching my video of 7 deadly revelations, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And like I say, your comments will be more than welcome, and obviously subscribe and smash a like on this video as always. So goodbye everyone, take care and stay safe, and I shall speak to you soon for more of 7 deadly revelations. Bye all.